Before I start the video, I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreons who have been supporting my channel. If you would like to check out my Patreon and receive early access to some very exciting videos coming soon, then please click the link in the description.
Well, hello there. I just realised that I didn't film an opening to this vlog, so I'm going to do that now, here. So this is me in the future doing an opening to the past. Yeah, that's very Doctor Who-y. So, that being said, let's get into the video. Let me show this vlog, and then I'll see you all when I do the after bit. See you all in a bit. just finished Comic Con. Got my last photo. I'll go through the rest of them when I get back home. But yeah, very stressful but adventurous day. So I am going to make my way back. So yeah, see you all in a bit. Okay, so the first one is a custom Sonic, which I just bought because, you know, it was fairly cheap and it was just a prop for the Paul McGann photo shoot. But yeah, it looked pretty cool, and yeah, despite its like simplistic customization, I kind of like it a little bit. You know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, really like the Sonic. And then the next thing is my signed steelbook, the Series 3 steelbook. Ignore the sticker mark there. Freema herself noticed it as well. But yeah, it's signed by Freema. And yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. I love the steelbook anyway, but the fact that Freema Agyeman did sign it as well was really cool. So yeah, I'm really happy about this. And then to follow up from that, I also have the TV movie Blu-ray copy signed by Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and I really love this movie, so it was really important for me to get signed. So the box is really battered, but the value is what is inside, and that is the 11th Doctor, Amy Pond, and the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, which will be added to my TARDI collection. Is that the plural of TARDISes? I don't know, but I'm going to be adding that to my collection, so pretty cool. And I was glad to get it for a fairly decent price of £60. So getting a TARDIS, the 11th Doctor, and Amy Pond. Pretty cool stuff. And also as well, I got the 11th Doctor Crash outfit. So obviously the Raggedy Doctor with David Tennant's outfit. Looked pretty cool. Matt Smith's Doctor really did rock in that outfit. But I did have this when I was younger. But then I remember selling a lot of my figures when I was younger. But now I'm more Doctor Who mad than ever. So I had to make sure that like got hold of these things again, so it was important to add to my collection. So I've got a few more things as well that I want to show off as well and talk about to kind of wrap up the vlog. So I've got this signed portrait here from Peter Davison. It was really lovely meeting him at Comic Con again. He's really lovely to talk to, and you know, yeah, a very funny guy, and yeah, he's just one of those actors that I would just love to keep on meeting at conventions because he is such a polite person. And then another signing from Freema Agyeman, obviously, who plays Martha Jones. It was really lovely to meet Martha, the actress that plays Martha, should I say. It was really lovely to meet her, and yeah, it was just really cool to you know, meet the companion that made my childhood. Really, she wasn't my first companion because that was Rose, but you know, Martha, you know, a lot of my favourite episodes when I was younger were featuring her, which was, yeah, it was amazing. Okay, so the next one is Paul McGann. Yeah, so I've got the autograph and I had to get another photo with him. And yeah, he's holding 2 sonic screwdrivers, which, you know, fair play to the guy. Absolute champ. And then obviously I was using the prop as well. I absolutely love this photo. And yeah, Paul McGann is another one of those actors that I would just have to keep on meeting because he is such a lovely guy. And then to round it up, I've got a couple more photos. Mark Sheppard, who had a role in the opening 2-part episodes for Series 6. Yeah, I just had to meet him. I know he's more famous for Supernatural and a few other TV shows, primarily in America. But yeah, the fact that he had a role in Doctor Who was really cool. And yeah, it was just another one to tick off the list. And then finally, obviously, the one on the thumbnail, Freema Agyeman. Yes, Martha, finally met her, and it was cool. And yeah, it was just really, really nice to, you know, finally meet Freema and have a little bit of a discussion about Doctor Who. And then, speaking of Freema and Doctor Who, there was a little bit of an interesting conversation came up when I briefly spoke to her about, you know, where she'd like to take Martha if she came back. And she said that she'd love to come back to the show. And then I saw on Twitter later that day that at a panel, she was asked if she wanted to come back for the 60th or if she was back for the 60th. And her answer was very vague indeed. Can't remember it from the top of my head, but I believe that it kind of left with more questions than answers. So could she be back for the 60th as a surprise cameo. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I would be up for it, but I'd rather her get more attention in a unit spin-off. I think that would be really cool, or in an episode where it's just primarily focused on Martha's return, similar to the Sontaran two-parter in Series 4. I feel like that would be more beneficial, but I can't argue with more Martha content, though, because, yeah, I think that would be really cool. But, yeah, just to wrap up the event, yeah, my thoughts are that it was a lovely event. I have always enjoyed the Telford Comic Cons. I mean, you know, the one I attended in 2019 was my first one. However, one thing that I have struggled with is the queues. And the queues are always mixed at that event. But I feel like this one has generally been the worst. And there's a couple of stories that I can kind of spin from here, like, of what happened because of the queues. So, with Freema's photo op, it was kind of straightforward. It was in and out. The autograph session was a long one. I think waited there in total for 2 hours, which resulted in me missing my photo op with Sylvester McCoy. But as you can see from a photo on screen, I actually did end up meeting him, and it was really cool to meet Sylvester McCoy again. And I went over to his table where I spoke to his assistant and explained what happened, and asked if I could exchange the photo op ticket for a selfie. And before his assistant could even say anything, Sylvester McCoy just got up out of his seat, and he just came over and was like, "Yeah, raring to go for the photo," which was very nice. He didn't have to do that, but it was very nice of him to do it. And yeah, he spoke for a while to me about like the CV movie, the one that I asked to be signed. And yeah, he was just a straight up legend. Anyway, going back onto the whole thing. So yeah, queues were a bit hectic. The Mark Sheppard one, I think I was in the queue for 2 hours as well. And that whole area, I think there's a clip in the vlog that kind of shows it. It was just really jam-packed. And the queues were going off in different directions. And it was very unorganized, I feel like the queues were. Later on in the day, when it started dying down, it was a lot better. But in the meantime, yeah, it was it was rough. It was rough. But overall, I know it was a big part of the event, but going around and seeing everything, it was still pretty cool. And obviously, yeah, I met a lot of you guys, a lot of people that recognize me from YouTube. Shout out to Chris as well, who I met in the Freema Agyeman queue. Spoke to him for a while. He even put on the Doctor Who episodes. That was pretty cool. Doing a little watch along in the queue. It certainly did pass the time. And then also as well, I want to give a massive shout out to Luke and Meg from DW 2012, who came over to me and spoke about their fan film, or fan series, sorry, and my fan series. It was really cool to speak to fellow creators, and I am a big fan of their work. So shout out to Luke and Meg. It was really nice to meet you both, and yeah, get to speak about Doctor Who. It was really, really nice to speak to you both, and you both clearly professional about what you do. So yeah, thank you for your time. But with that being said, though, thank you very much for tuning into today's video. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for more nerdy content, as we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, which I will love to reach by the end of the year. But I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support, and goodbye for now.